Think in English if you want to speak in English. I am again saying, think in English if you want to speak in English. Because when you think in English, that time you can gain fluency in speaking English. Because without thinking, you never achieve fluency in speaking English. When you try to speak in English, that time you don't translate of your mind. If you translate of your mind, you never gain fluency in speaking English. For that reason, I am highly recommend you, please think in English. Try to speak in English and think in English. It will help you to gain fluency in speaking English. If you translate what you think, that time you never gain fluency in speaking English. So think a small sentence and gradually try to broad those all kinds of small sentences. So if you want to speak in English, you have to think in English. Make sentences by yourself. Try to make sentences in beginner level. Try to make small sentences in beginner level. When you can make small sentences, after making small sentences, try to make big sentences in English. And gradually your thinking in English will improve day by day. So for that reason, I will suggest you, if you want to speak in English, please think in English. Without thinking, you never achieve fluency in speaking English. Because in speaking English matters in thinking in English. Because without thinking, you never achieve fluency in speaking English. For that reason, I will highly recommend you, please think in English if you want to speak in English. Only it will help you to speak in English and to be a fluent speaker in English. Try to think in English. Gradually, you can be able to think in English. Gradually, you will be able to speak in English fluency. So I will suggest you, please, if you want to speak in English, please think in English. Because without thinking, you never achieve fluency in speaking English.